I'm
Melancholy?
yeah, I'm doing fair to middling.
Fair to middling.
I've been out walking, and my body is trying to tell me whether or not it wants to continue to do this.
Oh, it will. It will. It will. It'll acquiesce.
Oh man.
There's a song that says I've been walking. I'm trying to remember the words to it. I've been walking after midnight.
Oh,
what's that from?
I don't know, but there's a jazz song out called "Me and My Bass."
Okay.
Me and my bass. Me and my bass went walking.
It's good.
It's a real cool song.
Good. It's good to be here with you again.
Yeah.
Talk about the things about the Most High.
One of the things that I do when I walk, which you probably do also when you run, is you put on some music.
Yeah.
Well, my music is laced with scriptures. I have the volume of the black. Oh, let me see here.
Yeah, because you're getting ready to teach me something here.
Library.
So you got actual music that has the scriptures.
No. Albums. No, it's not. It's the Black Experience album package, where a few years ago, all of the stars, trying to think of their names now. They all read through the whole Bible.
Oh, and you got that, and you listened to it.
So I downloaded. The Bible Experience.
Okay.
So I downloaded it onto my app, into my phone app. So it's if I just say play music from my library and I shuttle it, well, it'll play music, but it'll shuttle the scriptures in between from there.
Oh, so you're listening to a nice the Thelonious Monk piece, and then it'll go right into a chapter or a scripture.
Or what's really interesting, which really surprised me, is I'm walking along and it gives me this real nice scripture, and then right behind it there came a praise and worship song.
Oh, really?
I'm going, this is a setup.
Like that AI knows what it's doing.
Yeah. Good. So I'm walking this morning, and I'm listening to a few pieces, and Song of Solomon, chapter 2 came up. And I go, wow.
The imagery.
Yeah, the imagery.
Yeah.
And
very vivid.
And Habakkuk, I think it was Habakkuk chapter 2 came up. Both of them. So as I was thinking, I'm going, this would be nice to talk about. So we're gonna delve into Song of Solomon. There's a lot of metaphorical language in it and imagery. We're probably not going to deduce it all, but I think we'll be able to ascertain some of it. But I want to read chapter 1 going into chapter 2, because we're going to talk about chapter 2.
Yeah. You know what? You made mention of the fact that you listen to the music, and then the text comes on, and we're getting ready to read that. And Song of Solomon is obviously Shlomo is the son of Melech David, who in text we find is probably one of the greatest musicians.
Oh yeah.
That of his time. When we talk about his playing was able to remove evil spirits from Melech Shaul and calm him down.
Right.
To a state to, where things are where he can inflict peace.
Right.
And I've always remembered something you told me, is that music is an amoral thing.
Yes, it is.
And it's a universal thing, and it has the ability to do a lot of things.
I mean, there are no minor chords in the universe.
You tell that now, yeah.
All the chords of the universe are major chords.
Major chords.
So when we think about music and we think about it being amoral, even within the construct of a individual who is like a how come I can't think tonight?
Think of an individual like, who you think about?
I can't think.
Like a jazz musician, you thinking of?
Yeah.
That plays in a lot of minor chords or major chords?
No, he. How come I can't think? You just Ramsey Lewis.
Ramsey Lewis, Red Garland, those folks.
You know, and these individuals, and particularly your jazz musicians, they pull music out of the universe. And just because they strike it with a title that, and you're listening to a piece of music, you go, well, how does this title fit the music? You don't know unless you try to talk to them.
Right.
But the sound of it itself is amoral.
Yeah.
Comes from the Most High.
Yeah. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
So anyway,
Okay.
I'm going to read these 2 chapters. We're going to talk about one of them.
Okay.
The ultimate song of Shlomo.
Shlomo, yeah.
She, let him smother me with kisses from his mouth, for your love is better than wine. Your anointing oils have a wonderful fragrance. Your name is like anointing oil poured out. This is why young women love you. Take me with you. We will run after you. The king has brought me into his rooms. We will be glad and rejoice for you. We will praise your love more than wine. How right is it for them to love you? I am dark tan, but beautiful.
No. Okay. Okay. Put a pin in that.
Your daughters of Jerusalem like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Shlomo. Don't stare at me because I'm dark. It's the sun that tanned me. My mother's sons were angry with me and made me look after the vineyards, but I haven't cared for my own vineyard. Tell me, my love, where you pasture your flock, where you have them rest at noon. For why should I veil myself like a whore beside the flocks of your friends? If you do not know, you most beautiful woman, then follow the footprints of the flock and let your kids graze by the shepherd's tents. My love, I compare you with my mare pulling one of Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are lovely with ornaments. Your neck with a string of beads will make you ornaments of gold studded with silver. As the king reclines at the table, my nard gives forth its perfume. To me, the man I love is a scatchet of myrrh lodged between my breasts. To me, the man I love is a spray of henna flowers in the vineyards of En-Gedi. Look at you, my love. How beautiful you are. Your eyes are doves. Look at you. So handsome, so pleasing, my darling. Our bed is the greenery, cedars of the beams of our houses, cypress and rafters. Chapter 2. I am but a rose from the Sharon, like a lily in the valleys. Like a lily among thorns is my darling among the other women. Like an apple tree among the other trees in the forest is my darling among the other men. I love to sit in his shadow. His fruit is sweet to my taste. He brings me to the banquet hall. His banner over me is love. Sustains me with raisins. Refresh me with apples, for I am sick with love. I wish his left arm were under my head and his right arm around me. I warn you, daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and the deer and the wilds, not to awaken or stir up love until it wants to arise. The voice of the man I love, here he comes, bounding over the mountains, skipping over the hills. My darling is like a gazelle or a young stag. There he is, standing outside our walls, looking in through the windows, peering in through the lattice. My darling speaks. He is saying to me, get up, my love, my beauty, and come away. For you see that the winter has passed, the rain is finished and gone. The flowers are appearing in the courtside. The time has come for the birds to sing. The cooing of the doves can be heard in the land. The fig trees are forming their unripe figs. The grapevines in bloom give out their perfume. Get up, my love, my beauty, come away. My dove, hiding in holes and rocks in the secret recesses of the cliff. Let me see your face and hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. Catch the foxes for us. Yes, the little foxes. They are running the vineyards when our vineyards are in bloom. My darling is mine and I am his, as he pastures his flock among the lilies. Before the daytime breeze rises and the shadows flee, return, my love, like a stag gazelle on the hills of Beter. Man.
When you let... Go ahead.
What? I mean, what do you hear in all that?
Adoration. Wow, there's a lot to...
What do you hear in all of it? What do you hear in all of that? What grabs your thought process when you hear that kind of dialogue? What do you think about when you read or hear that kind of dialogue? Come on.
Love.
Okay.
I said adoration.
Okay.
Like I said, the imagery is vivid as to, you see somebody that's enamored or infatuated with someone else. And it's just more than just saying, I, love you. It's trying to express and make allegories about how that connection and energy from one person to another is felt through imagery and allegories that person is pointing out. That's what I see.
Okay.
What do you see?
I'll tell you in a minute. But let's go back and let's connect that imagery with Ezekiel 16's imagery.
Oh, okay.
And let's see if we can see this, what's building here.
Okay. Because I was gonna. Okay, go ahead.
Let's start. I need to start at 16:1 in order to grasp the whole context of this whole thought of what we're reading in Song of Solomon.
Okay.
The word of Yahweh came to me, human being. Make Jerusalem realize how disgusting her practices are. Say that Yahweh Elohim is telling Jerusalem, by origin and birth you are from the land of Canaani. Your father is the Emori, your mother is a Hittite. As for your birth, on the day that you were born, nobody cut your umbilical cord, washed you in water to clean you off, rubbed salt in you, and wrapped you in clothes. No one seeing you had enough pity on you to do any of these things for you. No one had any compassion on you. Instead, you were thrown into the open field in your own filth on the day that you were born. Now here comes the imagery that's going to take us back over to
Song of Solomon.
To Song of Solomon.
Okay.
I passed by you, and I saw you there, wallowing in your own blood. And as you lay in your blood, I said to you, live. Yes, I said to you, as you lay in your blood, live. I will increase your numbers, make your plants growing in the field, like plants growing in the field, and you did increase, you did develop, you reached puberty, your breast appeared, your hair grew long, but you were naked and exposed.
Okay.
Again I passed by you. I looked and saw you, that your time had come, the time for love. So I spread my cloak over you, covered your private parts, entered into a covenant with you, says Yahweh Elohim, and you became mine. Then I bathed you in water, washed the blood off of you, anointed you with oil, as I clothed you with the embroidered gown, gave you fine leather sandals to wear, put fine linen headband on your head, covered you with silk, gave you jewelry to wear, bracelets on your hands, a necklace for your neck, a ring for your nose, earrings for your ears, and a beautiful crown for your head. Thus you were decked out in gold and silver. Your clothing was of fine linen, silk and richly embroidered clothes. You ate the finest flour, honey, and olive oil. You grew increasingly beautiful. You were fit to be a queen. Your fame spread among the nations because of your beauty, because it was perfect due to my having bestowed my own splendor on you, says Yahweh. Listen to the imagery.
Sure.
Now, we know that all of the language is metaphorical.
Yeah.
And it is a description of the birth of a nation.
Correct.
And the birth of this nation, by the one who was speaking, sees this nation as a very beautiful, and he metaphorically describes this nation in the vernacular of a beautiful woman. I mean, when you see a beautiful woman, you go, wow.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I was in the grocery store one day, and oh my God.
What?
This young lady came in, and she had melanin tone. She looked like something out of scripture.
She was a Yehudit.
Oh man.
Well, maybe not a Yehudit.
So my point,
close.
my point that I'm making here is that when you see this kind of imagery, you see the beauty of a person and how beautiful they really are.
Yeah. The aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And as you're reading that, I'm just take a quick side quest real quick. I'm making the connection as to how, when you read Song of Solomon, how the Most High looks at Hebrew Israel
Exactly.
as his wife.
Exactly.
The wife that he adores. And when you listen to, and I don't know if you do this or not, but you know, I can listen to name me a good love song. Luther Vandross song.
Oh.
Sade song.
My head is drawing blanks on that area tonight.
But I think say I've done this from time to time. Is to say, if I'm listening like a Luther Vandross song, this is for the old heads. Some of these young people don't know who is Luther Vandross. And I'm thinking of the imagery as he's singing to "You Think a Woman." I'm thinking, oh, okay. What if that was the Most High talking about Hebrew Israel and how he adores her to a point of fault? And to have this type of imagery in here to compound the fact that, you know, not only am I, and I'm asking myself, this is included in our Hebrew text to let us also understand these love letters that the Most High is writing to Hebrew Israel to let you know that I love you.
Yeah.
I value you more than any other nation that's out there.
So now, when we look at the imagery of Ezekiel 16, and we read the context starting in Songs of Solomon chapter 1 and 2, we find that this beautiful woman, Israel, is speaking about this love and this vast enamoration that she has with the Most High. Mm-hmm. And she begins to express this.
Yeah.
And likewise, there's a reciprocation of the love talk.
Yeah.
It's like pillow talk.
Yeah, yeah. With the choruses in there that they both come on one accord at one time, and they're both expressing it at the same time.
So I am but a rose from the Sharon, just a lily in the valleys. This is Israel. Mm-hmm. Like a lily among thorns is my darling among other women. Now the metaphorical language is speaking about the fact that this beautiful imagery of this nation is among the thorns. The thorns happen to be a metaphor for being amongst the nations of her exile. Mm-hmm. Because all of this imagery till we get down to, I think, 11, 12, or 13 okay. is all exilic imagery. Mm-hmm. Like an apple tree among the other trees in the forest is my darling among the other men. I love to sit in his shadow. His fruit is sweet to my taste. So now we have the picture of this nation sitting in the midst of, that's producing this beautiful fruit in the midst of other trees among the other nations. Mm-hmm. But me, Israel, I love to sit in the shadow of his fruit, the Most High's fruit, which happens to be Israel.
Yep.
He brings me to the banquet hall. His banner over me is love. Now we have to interpret, we have to find out. So what's the banquet hall? Where he's bringing me to the banquet hall. This should trigger something in your mind. What happens in the banquet hall?
Food, festive, dancing, eating. Okay. Things that like that. It's a social place for people to socialize.
So we have text that talks about things that are sweeter than the honeycomb.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We have text that talks about Torah being nourishing.
Sure.
So when he talks about he brings me to the banquet hall, he takes me to the place of Torah study.
Eat the whole roll.
And his banner of love is over me. What's the banner of love? The banner of love is Torah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sustain me with raisins. Refresh me with apples, for I am sick with love. Now, this gets, if we don't look at this quite right, we'll misunderstand the metaphorical language.
He's in 2 and
5.
5, yeah.
Sustain me with raisins, refresh me with apples. Okay? Raisins and apples produce the things that are sweet, and they're also nourishing, and they're healthy for the body.
Right. And because of the obedience that is associated with the covenant, the Most High says, what? If you obey my laws, I will actually, give the land, be able to produce all these particular things for you, so it will be able to sustain yourself. So you not only have that, but you have this thing that's with the Torah mitzvot. If we obey them, then we're being sustained by the fruit of the land that it produces.
But now there's a word in here, there's a word in the text that the way it's written can trip you up.
Okay.
But we have to take that word out We have to take that word out and set it apart for itself. For I am sick with love. The word that triggers the thought is the word sick.
Sick. Okay.
If I read it within the context of how it's expressed and not knowing the backdrop of what's taking place, I can look at my love and I can say, I'm sick. I'm sick with love for you. But sickness is not something that is pleasant.
Correct. It's like
sickness
eerie.
Is, when you're sick, you don't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
So how can I be sick with love? Because the word itself tells me, triggers in my mind, this is not a good feeling.
You know, the imagery that I get when I look at that, say sick with love, it's an overabundance to say that I've gotten to the point, or at least like saying, another analogy would be saying I'm drunk with love. That obviously when I think of the word drunk, you're just like, okay, that's not a good feeling if you've ever experienced being drunk. But it's like how do you get drunk? By an overabundance of something. So my being enamored with the Most High, I've gotten to the point where I've loved the Most High so much that it's overflowing to the point where it's almost, you could describe it as being sick with it or an obsession with it.
Well, here's what it means.
Okay.
Here's what it means. Sustain me. You bring me to the banquet hall. His banner over me is love. Sustain me with raisins. Refresh me with apples. For I'm a mess. I'm wretched. I'm not where I should be.
Mm-hmm.
And while it is that I'm not where I should be, in this exile, I'm still doing the things that are not pleasing because I'm sick with it. But with that being the case, I still have this love for you. It's kind of like the woman who says, I love you, but I can't stop doing what I'm doing.
Okay. All right.
I love you, but I can't stop whoring.
Wow.
I love you, but I just can't wrap my head around these instructions that you want. I'm a mess, but I still love you. So in the midst of this, I wish that his arm were under my head. In the midst of my being sick, I implore his mercy. I wish his arm, his left arm, his left arm were under my head, and his right arm wrapped around me,
which indicates some type of closeness.
Yeah, but now we have the inflection here in the text that talks about where I am in this exile and where my state of mind is. I'm in love with him, and I employ his mercy, and in my refrain and my turning his arms around me, he will invoke justice. I wish his left arm were under my head, giving me mercy, and his right arm around me, invoking justice. Because when I come to realize, this is Israel, when I come to realize what I am and what I've done, I'm due justice. And the Most High is going to invoke justice. In the midst of his love for me, he's still going to invoke justice. In the midst of my exile, of where I am, he's going to extend to me mercy. But when I turn and come back to him, he's going to invoke his justice. I warn you, daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and the deer and the wiles, not to awaken or stir up love until it wants to arise. More metaphorical language. Every exile had its period of time in which that Israel was detained out of their land without a king, without a temple, and all the things that go with an exile. Had a time frame.
Sure.
The exile that we're in doesn't have one.
True.
Yet and still, our conversation a lot of time is about, I wish this exile would end.
100%.
Okay. So the desire for this exile to end within the nation of Israel is tantamount to stirring up love.
Okay.
He says, don't awaken to stir up love until it wants to arise. Don't reach out. Don't start trying to reach out to entice me to release you from this exile until the time for love comes. Remember, we go back to Ezekiel. I looked at you, and your time for love had arisen. So in this exile, the Psalms said the time for our ending of this exile is not yet, and we don't need to hasten it until he's ready to accept our love. Because right now, he's kind of, I love you, but.
Right.
The voice of the man I love, Israel speaking. Here he comes, bounding over the mountains, skipping over the hills. My darling is like gazelle or a young stag. There he is, standing outside the wall, looking through the windows, peering through the lattice. All metaphorical language, which depicts the fact that in this exile, it appears to Israel, it appeared to them that the Most High was not present and that the Most High didn't care. But where was he? He was standing outside the wall.
Looking behind the lattice.
Peering through the windows.
Yep.
Looking looking through the lattice. Watching Israel. For he says what? My eyes, we go to text.
Right.
My eyes are always on Israel. And that always does not have anything to do with whether she's right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yep.
My eyes are always on you.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you.
100%.
I love you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're at odds right now, but I love you. You are the apple of my eye. Even though you are acting in all this deploring way, you are the apple of my eye. My eyes are always upon you. Now now the language is going to start to turn to take us into another. As a matter of fact, you might call this Act 3.
Okay. My darling
speaks. He says to me, get up, my love, my beauty, come away. What you think? With all the imagery that I've talked about so far, and we get here now. What do you think? What do you think he's trying to tell her? Get up.
Yeah.
Get up, my love, my beauty, come away. For you see that the winter has passed, the rain is finished and gone. I'm going to read it all. I'm going to read 10 down. The flowers are appearing in the countryside. The time has come for the birds to sing, and the cooing of the doves can be heard in the land. The fig trees are forming their unripe figs. The grapevines in bloom give out their perfume. Get up, my love, my beauty, come away. What do you hear?
Come on, it's time to go home.
Okay.
It's time to come out of exile.
Yes.
Go back to our house.
Yes.
Where we can be close together. So come on. It's time to go.
So see that the winter has passed. The winter has passed is a reference to the exile being over.
Right.
The rain is finished and gone. Okay? When the rain has finished and gone, the rain comes in the spring, it's finishes and gone, the flowers start to appear in the countryside, the birds start to sing, the birds start to coo and herd. The fig trees are forming their unripe figs. Anytime you hear language of the fig trees, that's always a reference to the budding of Israel.
Okay.
Israel is a representative, or it is a type of the fig tree that buds.
Okay.
So now he's saying to in the writing, he's saying, we've been in this exile a long time. Okay? The winter has passed. Okay? The rain is finished. Now I'm seeing Israel starting to blossom and begin to and I'm beginning to see all of those things that are remaining to life and beauty and the song of the birds singing in the tree. I'm hearing life. My dove. Now 14, he's going to revert back to an imagery that depicts Israel in her plight with Egypt and her escape from Egypt. All this language is meta. It bounces back and forth. The act is like it's this right here is like you watch a movie and you see the person and the scene reverts to and you see flashbacks of things that are happening in the past.
In the past, okay.
And then it springs forward.
Yeah,
again.
it's like a flashback.
Yeah, like a flashback.
Okay.
Well, 14 is a flashback.
Yeah. See, you know what? Before you go there, the imagery there, also going back to the timing of when the Most High is doing this. I'm always mitzvot heavy. So I'm thinking, okay, what happens during that time of the winter? We're coming out of those high holy days or high set apart days where we have like Yom Kippur and we're getting washed and we're getting clean. We're getting all those things atoned for the community of Hebrew Israel. We're coming out of the winter and then we're getting to the spring at the beginning of the year where everything is budding and things are anew again. So it's happening during a particular part of the time where mitzvot are actually happening upon where Hebrew Israel is renewed from a Moedim standpoint as well. That's the imagery I'm also seeing while you're reading that as well. There's the timing and how the Moedims actually happen and how when the Most High is having this restoration happen, which is at the top of our year, which is in the springtime.
Now the scene does a flashback to Israel's time in Mitzrayim and her coming out of Mitzrayim and her going through and across the sea and the imagery of the rocks and the holes and the secret recesses of the cliff. Let me see your face and hear your voice, for your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. It gives us that imagery of getting away from the captivity of the first Mitzrayim wasn't an exile. That was a birthing place.
Yes, correct.
But while it's a birthing place, let's flash back and let's see all the drama that was going on in there as we were escaping Pharaoh and getting into and we had to kind of sequester. Let me take you someplace, not in the direction that you think, but by a different way, a way that you haven't known.
Right.
Not only a way that you haven't known, but a way that the nations haven't known.
Right.
So let me see your face and hear your voice, my dove. For your voice is sweet and your face is lovely. The Most High speaking about his lovely bride that he just wooed in Ezekiel chapter 16.
Mm-hmm.
Catch the foxes for us. Yes, the little foxes. They are ruining the vines when our vineyards are in bloom. What do you think? Catch the foxes. What do foxes do? What do foxes do to the vines?
Well, I mean, he's telling it that they're ruining in the vines right now. So my love, go out. It sounds like to me, my love, go into the land, clean it out, get everything out of there. So just like what the Most High did when we were getting into the land of Canaan, he went in there and cleaned it out prior to us getting in there. Go in there, clean it out, my love. So by the time that we get there, all those things will be provided for.
Catch the nations. They're ruining our vines.
Yeah. Get them out.
When our vineyards are in bloom. Now we go to Ezekiel, where Ezekiel says to the nations, when you see my love sequestered in her land, living in peace, and I'm paraphrasing, and you think it's days of you, and you come upon my people, I will cause your eye sockets to drop in your eyes. You will drop dead where you are. Catch the foxes, because they're trying to destroy the vine. My darling is mine, and I am his, as he pastures his flock along the lilies. Before the daytime breeze rises and the shadows flee, return, my love, like a stag or a gazelle on the hills of Beter. I mean, as I was walking and I'm listening to all this, I'm beginning to think about all of this imagery and all this metaphorical language that's in here. And I'm realizing that in essence, the people who don't know they're Israel, many of them really love the Most High. They just don't know who he is.
True. And with imagery like this, as you've eloquently explained, I don't think that they understand how much the Most High loves them.
They don't.
I love God and God loves me, but how much do you know?
See,
I use that word God pejoratively. We know we don't use that.
I'm sick with love. I'm sick with love. I'm still doing all those terrible things that I shouldn't be doing. I'm still enamored with idolatry. I'm still enamored with the high places. I'm still enamored with all of these things that you have that you don't like, but while I'm enamored with them, I love you.
Yeah.
And while I love you, I don't even recognize and I don't even know that you're behind the wall, peering through the lattice, watching me.
Watching from afar.
And waiting and saying to me, listen, don't seek love before it's time for love to arise. Don't try to get in front of this. Your exile's not over yet. There will come a time for love. My darling, come, get up. Come go away with me. The winter's past. The rain has stopped falling.
Right.
The flowers are in bloom. The doves are singing.
It's time.
I mean, what do you want to do? I mean, the imagery in the close of chapter 2 sounds like a man courting a woman.
It is.
Hey, baby, let's get up and why don't you come and go away with me?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, let's take a walk in the beauty of the essence around us. The doves are singing, the trees are in bloom, the blossoms are all around us.
Yeah. It's an energy and an
As
intimacy
we
yeah.
hold hands in harmony, walking in peace together.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which takes me back to Isaiah chapter 40. Comfort and keep comforting my people, says Yahweh. Tell Jerusalem to take heart, proclaim to her she has completed her time of service, that her guilt has been paid, and that she has received at the hand of Yahweh double for her sins. Comfort her. There comes a time in the mind of the Most High when he looks at this beautiful nation that he calls his wife, that he sees so beautiful, that he says, you know what? You've been through enough. The rain,
it's come and gone, yeah.
you can see clearly now because the rain is gone.
Don't sing that.
And the beauty of the fragrance of everything that I have desired for you. The fig trees are in bloom, the blossoms are in bloom. And here we are together, back in harmony, you in harmony with me and me in harmony with you. Which we hear him say that you hear him say, and my darling is mine, and I am his. As he pastures his flock among the lilies, before the daytime breeze arises and the shadow flees, return my love like a stag or gazelle on the hills of Beter. Night after night on my bed, I look for the man I love. I look for him, but I didn't find him. I will get up now and roam the city, through the streets and the open places. I will look for the man I love. I will look for him, but I didn't find him. The guards roaming the city found me. Have you seen the man I love? There's a jazz piece called "The Man I Love." Scarcely had I left them when I found the man I love. I took hold of him and would not let him go until I had brought him to my mother's house, to the bedroom of the woman who conceived me. I warn you, daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles and the deer of the wilds, not to awaken to stir up love until it wants to arise.
There it is, the second time right there.
But in the nighttime, on my bed, I searched for him.
See, you know,
in the place that I have dispersed you, it is from that place that you will look for me and you will find me. And so now the text says, I looked, but I didn't find. I will get it now. I'll roam the city through the streets of the open places. I will look for the man. I'll look for him, but I didn't find him. The guards roaming the city found me. Have you seen the man I love? Scarcely had I left them when I found the man I love. I took hold of him and would not let him go. From the place that I have dispersed you, it is from that place that you will look for me and you will find me. And when you find me, you want to go.
Sure.
You see, we roamed through this atmosphere alone, searching for love until we found Torah.
No.
When we found Torah, we refuse to let it go. For the Torah is Torah, but the Torah is the man I love.
See, we talked earlier, and we said we wasn't going to do something, and it's right there, and I don't want to go there.
No. I search. It is from the place, I'm quoting out of Devarim. It is from the place that I have dispersed you, that you will look for me and you will find me.
Yeah.
And when you find me, you will turn.
Yeah.
And you will come back to me. And when you come back to me in that context, you're not going to let me go. And I'm not going to let you go.
Right. See, I don't want to break up your flow. But there's two things that come up. And I'm going to go there. You told me not to, but I'm going to go there. One is, as you're reading this latter part of these passages, there's a image of focus. I'm not looking for anybody else other than the Most High.
Yeah.
There's when you're walking with your loved one through those, like you said, that imagery of the doves and the birds and kind of this perfect scenery that's painted here. The focus is I'm enamored with that one.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything else peripherally. I'm looking and focused on the one whom I rest in, where I find my peace, where I find my joy, whom I love.
Listen.
And I'm not deterred from anything else. Once you find the essence of the Most High, how do you go about? Because you're going to cling to the Most High at the end of the day.
Let's paint this picture another way.
Okay.
I was out in the marketplace going about my business.
Okay.
I'm painting the picture.
Okay.
And I looked. I'm going to be the woman now.
Okay.
I looked off into the distance and I saw this very handsome man. And when I saw this handsome man, I wanted to see him again. And as I looked, and he disappeared, I wondered in my mind if I'd ever see him again. And as I strolled through the passageways of time, by chance, in a place that I wasn't expecting,
Yeah.
I looked across and there he sat. And as our eyes met from across the room, he recognized that I wanted to have a conversation. So he got up from his seat and he came across to me. And they asked me, "Did you find him?" The guards roaming the city found me. "Have you seen the man I love?" Scarcely had I left them when I found the man of love. I took hold of him and would not let him go. So I looked across the room. I looked in the marketplace. I saw the man I loved. And when I saw him, my heart just bubbled because he was so attractive. And I wondered in my mind, will I see him again? And just by chance, in a place unknown, I saw him across the room, and our eyes met. And I found the man I loved. And from that point on, I would not let him go. I looked into the portals of the vast majority of Scripture, the marketplace where I had been so many, many times. And there the men I love resided. But one day I looked and I saw the men I love written within the confines of Hebraic scripture. And I didn't know his name.
Mm-hmm.
But when our eyes met and we came together, he introduced himself to me and said, "My name is Yahweh." And I said, "My name is Israel."
Yeah.
And I realized that my darling is mine and I am his. And I've embraced him from this point on. And I refuse
To let him go.
to let him go.
It's hard. You know what? It's hard. Sitting here, I want to go somewhere with a cat.
But you have to know, in order to dissect these writers in these avenues, you have to understand the imagery and the metaphorical language as the language that's being spoken about a nation that the Most High sees as absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah. So the
And you all say this. You say, well, I said, well, if your wife did so and so, would you do so? I'm going, you don't understand beauty. You don't understand beauty, and we don't understand really from the Most High what it means to be in love with something. He does not love Israel. He is in love with Israel. And by him being in love with Israel, he takes on the posturing mindset that love covers a multitude of sins. And even though you have acted in this indifferent way to me, my eyes are still on you.
Sure.
I'm going to wade this out. And the reason I'm going to wade this out, it's not so much that you're going to come back to me, as much as it is as I go to Joel, I'm going to woo you. And while you're laying up on your bed in your stupor of your fantasies of where you are, I realize that it's never going to clear your head of the love that I showed you. Your lovers are not ever going to be able to give you what I gave you. And as you lay up on your bed, you're going to dream about that. And I dreamed about that. And as I dreamed about, I decided I wanted to go searching for. Well, no. My spirit and the taste of honey that you had, you now have a desire to taste it again. And I've kicked you out of the land, out of my house, and you're out there. And I told you. You didn't come up on this with your. I told you that from the place that I have dispersed you, you will look for me and you will find me. So now your time for love has come, for finding me. Finding who? Turning back to me. Who? Me, the Most High Yahweh, who I'd introduced myself to you, and I took you to the finest banquet, and I fed you the finest food. I gave you Torah. Not only did I give you Torah, you remember, I clothed you in the finest of clothing, and I gave you the finest of food, the wine, the oil, and you were, and guess what? Even in your state that you're in, I see you, and you're still beautiful. And not only are you still beautiful, I still want you. Because I can't,
is that?
Like, you can't really get me out of your head.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never going to get you out of mine. I'm never going to get you out of mine. You're always going to be that beautiful nation that I helped birth and bring forth, whose umbilical cord I cut, whose body I washed, who I watched grow into puberty, who was young and fertile, and I took you and I covered you and I went in to you and made a covenant with you. I'm never, ever going to forget that. I don't care what you do. I'm never, ever going to forget that. And guess what? You're not either.
Right. 100%.
So go have your little fling.
Even in the state that you're in right now.
There will come a time for our love again.
It's beautiful.
Because I love you with an everlasting love.
And the beautiful part, like you said, beautiful part about that is the fact that because we know how the Most High feels about Hebrew Israel, we can read this text from that particular standpoint and see everything that's there and say, okay, this is out of the pontifications of the heart of Shlomo. There's two levels that's there. Not only are you reading it at a surface level, you're reading it at a deeper level to say, okay, you may be reading it up here to say he's talking to an individual or talking to a woman, but these are the words that are coming out of the mouth of the Most High about his beloved.
The Christian church will never ever be able to interpret that text.
In that vernacular.
Never.
Because they're painting it as a different way.
They're painting it a way that they're not familiar with. And the reason why they're not familiar with it is because they have no knowledge of the man they love.
Right. Because they're enamored with something else that put it in.
They're enamored with another man they love.
Right.
And they're not enamored with the man they love.
Right.
And they think that he is him and him is he, but they're two diabolical entities.
Yeah.
Never to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman finds the man she loves, there is absolutely nothing that can tear her away from him. And when the man finds the woman that he loves, there's nothing that can tear him away from her. That's the reason why in a lot of marriages, people divorce and break up and they come back together again. Because they realize, my being separate from you, there was something that was missing. And that's where Hebrew Israel is. People that come to the Hebrew way, they said, I realized something was missing.
Yeah. See, when you also explain that, I know I'm going to go there. Sorry. I apologize. I'm going across the street. I got to go get him. Because when you make that imagery like that and we look at it like that, it also makes it sets a foundation that says, when I deal with a person like Paul, who says, I was this over here. If you understood and grasped the imagery that you're talking about, how in the world can that be ripped from you? If you clung to the Most High like you said you did, and you knew what those scriptures were talking about, how can you support an idea that now I'm going, because I got knocked off my horse by some big light, that now I'm going to do something else?
No.
That's why it's difficult for us to embrace stuff like that when you're reading pure Hebrew text.
Right.
Because you're clinging to the Most High and you found the one that you love.
Yeah.
And nobody's going to be able to take you, separate you from that.
So we get back to Devarim.
Sure.
What's the purpose of man?
What's the purpose of man?
Yeah, he gives that to us in Devarim. He says, your purpose in life is to cling to me.
To me, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Woman, your purpose in life is to cling to me.
Very good.
Why is Why is your purpose in life to cling to me? Because I am your protector. I am your provider. I am your deliverer. I am your savior. I am your rock. I am your covering. I need you to cling to me, Israel.
Wow.
Hey, we're talking about the man I love. That's a jazz song too.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
Wow. Something's hit me. Wow. Wow.
shall we close, or do you want to embrace your wow?
But I'm just, I'm thinking about the depth of what you just said, and the fact that even though I'm thinking about here in the United States, we are first world country. We figure we're a superpower, that we can protect ourselves. Think about Hebrew Israel, and I think you couldn't touch Hebrew Israel in its zenith because of what you just talked about, the fact that the Most High is the protector of Hebrew Israel. How in the world are you going to come against a nation who has the power that created all things surrounding it, and then at the same time saying that I love this particular nation and I dare you?
Most High says to Israel, you know what? If you love me,
Hello.
if you love me, you will obey my
commands.
mitzvot.
Yes.
And if you obey my mitzvot, and if you walk with me in the love relationship that we have, I guarantee you that there is no weapon formed against you that can prosper. One. Number two, I guarantee you that any nation that comes against you in this relationship, I will go up before you, and you will not have to raise not one finger. I will destroy them for you. If you will walk in harmony with me, and if you will love me the way I love you, I guarantee you that there is no nation that will be able to stand up against you.
Well,
What's a husband supposed to do when his wife's attacked?
protect her.
Go to war.
Yeah.
So the Most High says, when another man comes for you, Israel, I will. When we're in a good relationship, well, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Right.
It ain't happening.
100%. It's a beautiful thing.
I am your exceeding shield. I am your shield and your exceeding great reward. I am. And when you're with me, Israel, you shall lack nothing. And there's no weapon that can come against you that can prosper. There's no mouth that can be spoken against you that will succeed. There's no thought in the mind of a person lying on their bed at night seeking evil against you that will ever come to fruition.
You got history on that. You got empirical evidence of that. You can rattle off 4 or 5 different places where that happened.
Who are you? Who are you?
Where you going?
My darling is mine and I am his.
It's beautiful.
Well, this has been Moray Robert B. Holman Jr.
And Moray Sean Appleton.
And this has been
Hebrews in Exile. Shalom.